Another issue I've had with the MCU, but this is personal preference. Why are they taking so long? Okay, comic cuts. This is you.
Because once they bring the X-Men in, the X-Men are going to take over everything, and there's no avoiding it. You can't bring in the X-Men and have them be a small part of the universe. Once the X-Men come in, the conflict is all going to be about America living amongst mutants. Are we comfortable living amongst mutants? And then it's going to be about Charles Xavier and what he wants to do versus what Magneto wants to do. And then it's going to have to do, with Wolverine and Jean Grey and Cyclops. So, there's too many of them, and too many of them hold so much weight in their story and their personal character. I think that once the X-Men come in, you're going to see the Avengers take a major backseat. I think the X-Men are going to come in. You won't see an Avengers movie for maybe 5 to 7 years.
Maybe 10. I will lie. The X-Men are going to eat up. They're going to eat up the whole entire MCU and the Fantastic. I mean, the Fantastic Four and you got to think about it like this. There's a reason why James Gunn isn't releasing the Batman movie so early, because the second he introduces the Bat family, that's what it's all going to be about, because there are heavy hitters in the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. I will even go as far to say the X-Men and the Fantastic Four before the MCU were bigger than the Avengers.
100%. The Avengers weren't popular. But the other thing I want to say is, and the other thing that I think about the X-Men arc and saga that's going to obviously happen is, I think they're probably going to start with some Chris Claremont. You don't do the X-Men without the OG Chris Claremont stories. And then I think they're probably going to go into Hickman. So I think there's going to be, 1 or 2 phases that are very Chris Claremont heavy. And then you're going to see Hickman and maybe even Krakoa. So there's so much time and history. And by the way, I think X-Men, of any Marvel franchise out there, I think X-Men has been the most consistent, always putting out fire, and it's so expansive. I mean, every time you go to a comic store, when you look at the new release shelf, X-Men is at least half of that. It's insane.
X-Men is the only franchise that didn't need the MCU. And I'm just keeping it 100. That's the only Marvel franchise that doesn't need the MCU to actually survive. The ideas that come in our minds. Exactly. It's facts. If I was in control of Fox, they are dumb to sell those characters. Oh my God. I would have created the craziest universe out of that.